Hi, it's Chris at the Quilter's Nook, and we are ready for another new tool and some new techniques. And this time we're going to be using the corner beam. This tool is very similar in shape. Exactly, it's identical to the V-block that we did last time, but it's a different trim down section. We still have our instructions that tell us what size to cut our pieces. We're going to trim those pieces with this side, and we're going to do our final trim down with this side. Here is our corner beam unit. So we have a little kite shape in the center, and again, those side triangles that we've used before. So this time, when we make our corner beam, we're going to start off with a square instead of a strip. So I'm going to use, it tells me to do a 5-inch square. So I'm going to use my first choice ruler, and I'm going to make a 5-inch square. And now we're going to use our tool to cut this kite shape. And there are 2 lines. We have our dash line that goes from the tip all the way down, because again, we want a point. And then we have this dashed and dotted line. And as I show you this, you'll see where they're going to fit into this. But we need those 2 lines. So our first trim, just like before, we have the dashed line going from the tip all the way down, our 4-inch finish line at the bottom. And we're going to trim. This becomes trash. We are not going to move our unit, we're going to rotate our tool. So we were right here, and we're just going to rotate it around. See this dashed and dotted line? It says center beam trim number 2. We're going to line it up so that it comes up to the point. There's nothing to match down here, just this cut line and our tip. You can kind of see in there, we've got a little kite going on. Okay, so there's our little kite shape. And now we need our side triangles. Side triangles are done just like we've done every other side triangle with our solid line. Side triangle trim number 1, right there. 4-inch finished unit across the bottom. You're sensing a theme here. Everything goes the same way. Again, this is 1 unit. If we're going to do another unit, we're going to just rotate it. And down here, there's another solid line. It says second trim. That line is going to go at the base of our fabric strip. And our side triangle trim line is going to go right here along our cut line. Okay, so now we have enough side triangles for 2 units. On this one, we want to make sure, again, that we are making a square. So here would be a square. If you put them this way, you're getting a moth or a butterfly, right? We don't want that. We want a square. So just make sure you set them up like you want them. Again, we are going to get one that's not so needs to be pressed. All right, so we're going to start with our left-hand side again, our right-hand side again. This time, I am going to let just a hair of that kite shape show through. Just a hair, okay, at that tip. So again, we're going to turn it over. We've got that little tip showing. We're going to sew a nice 1/4 inch. Flip it and press. And when you get that done, you've got this side. So now we're going to do the other side. Again, make sure you're putting it in the right orientation. And we're going to flip it over. And we're going to make it so that about 1/4 of an inch down here at the bottom. It's kind of hard to line anything up here because everything's kind of wonky, but line it up, flip it over. You got that little 1/4 of an inch right there. Sew your 1/4 of an inch. Press to your side triangle, and you have this guy. So now, when we trim this, you will see on our tool, we have seam line placements right here. Okay, that's going to match up here with our tip, and then we've got little arrows, and those arrows will come in on the second half of the trimming when we do that. So we're going to orient this so that our kite is heading towards the upper right-hand corner. And we're going to put this tip right at the tip intersection of our two pieces. And our seams are going to line up nicely right along those diagonal lines there, okay? We still have room to trim all the way around. So we're going to go up and across, turn it around, take our 4.5 inch cleanup lines. You see how that little V down there is right in our corner? That's perfect. And we've got these little hash marks that kind of help us guide as well, keeping everything straight. Up and across. And you have a nice little V-block unit. Okay, these are kind of fun to play with. You can put them together. You can put 4 of these together and have a nice little secondary design. You can put them together this way and they would kind of radiate out from the center. Kind of fun. Got a couple quilts that I can show you here. This is Bravo. And you can see the corner beams going out at the angle there from that center square. So that's kind of fun. And we also have our block of the month, Ebb and Flow. We have lots of corner beams here. We've got some corner beams down there. They're just all over the place. So corner beams are kind of a fun unit to play with. So there you go. There is our corner beams. And next time we'll do another little technique that involves our corner beam tool. So we'll see you then.